Hello. Hey everyone. Welcome back. It's a late night stream. We already streamed today already, but I just couldn't stop thinking about the app. So I wanted to do a little bit of a stream. It may only be an hour. It may even be less than that. But I had a couple ideas and it felt right to just get to it. I'm here without my mod today, or tonight. She was here earlier, but she's asleep now. So it's just me. So I'm going to be trying to monitor the streams and whatnot, while also trying to get some stuff done. So we'll see how we do. Ideally, um, I got like two things I kind of want to work on, and when we finish that, I'm thinking it'll be about 3 a.m. and it'll be a good time to end the stream and for me to go to bed effectively. Um, may take a small break at some point because it's getting about the time where some of my cats like to come down for treats. Um, but for right now, last thing that we did was we created these helpful little, I guess helpful, little pie charts for all of your macros and calories. So what I want to do is be able to separate them out into breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack, by way of like dimming the colors after each, for each meal slot, which I think will look kind of cool. So yeah, I think we'll pretty much just work on that. Should be fairly easy ish. Um, we'll see how well I do. Like I said, I'm a little bit, I don't actually know if I said, but I am a little bit tired. You know, it's 1:30 a.m. and I've already worked the full day and then streamed earlier, but we're going to see how we do. So, first off, this is now kind of useless. And so is this. Unfortunately. So, if I go here, I am pretty sure I am good to just label that as const. And we can move forward. Oh, this is not an error. VS Code, you okay? There we go. Took it a second. Sorry, 1 second. Let me move my YouTube chat around. The chat, for whatever reason, why is live chat unavailable for YouTube? Well, I guess who really cares about my YouTube audience? Just kidding. Let's move. I still want to be able to monitor it. I'll just put it all the way on the right hand side of my screen and hope that when if somebody shows up, I notice. Anyway, back to everything else. So we have to redo our nutrition stuff here, where we were getting not get dates nutrition, but get these meal slot instances. And we kind of need to reorganize these where each macro sort of gets its own well, I'll just kind of show you. It'll look a little bit more obvious when we're done here. So meal slots. It'll kind of look like this. Here. I actually want this gone. Here, meal slot instance. And it'll look like that. So let's not go with what it said here because I didn't read it, but we can probably make good progress just like this. So we have nutrition. And we're going to want to remove any instance where we'll just say it's not a macro. Macro being calorie, carbs, fat, etc. Oh, and I just noticed that these are not in the correct order compared to everything else. We can fix that. Okay, so I think that covers it. What song is this? Oh, it's Kafka. Might be a good idea to just keep let's get here. And we can't reload because everything is kind of broken. That's fine. Let's do this right here. So now we can inspect the map a little bit. I just want to make sure I got everything somewhat correct. Yeah, it looks good to me. All right. So now it should be macros, entries, map. Call it macro entry. And then we'll do a toList. Doesn't need to be growable. And return, right now, just a placeholder. Why can't, does this work yet? Nope. Do I need to write something in the YouTube chat for it to pop out? I also don't remember my Twitch TV username. I guess it's /Albemoth. No, it's just Twitch. That's TV/Albemoth. There we go. So if I paste that in the chat, can I now pop it out? Nope. Okay. Whatever. Moving on. So Um, this part we will want. Let's bring that back. And we can nearly use all of this again. But instead of this, it will have to be macro entry, and then we'll fold this in. And this will give us, yeah, we can make that, keep that in an expression. That will give us our current. And let's now bring everything else in. And it should kind of be like nothing happened. Okay, cool. Now all we have to do is change current percentage. Well, we can kind of ignore it. Really is what's happening. So let's do this. Well, I don't remember. Did we make the meal slot instances have an index? Index, yes we did. Okay. Oof. Okay, so we'll want our meal slot map, which is this right here. We'll want to convert this to meal slot entries. And sort it. By a key. Turn a, sorry, bar a meal slot, B meal slot. Return a meal slot index compared to this index. Index has not been initialized. Okay. So it seems in the nutrition controller, wherever I'm doing meal slot instances, I never gave the index. Wait, that's not correct. It should be here. Yeah, and then index. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And reload. No more late error, cool. And now I guess we can just do this right here. And this doesn't have to be growable anymore because we won't be sorting anything. Yeah, that doesn't look too ugly. And we will want to comment out this current percentage. And I guess we'll really have to do pie slices, pie chart section data, a list of them. So we'll do current sections. Okay. We will also want this right here. Macro color. This is always around. And I guess indexed. And then map. Ooh. This is rough. To list scrollable false. And this should actually be $2 because this is the pattern stuff. See 4 of these show up here. And then for each macro color, color, Neil slot color is color utils darken, I suppose. And it's a little bit too dark. Let's also get rid of this stuff just really quick. This can go away because we actually don't have to bring it back. I kind of forget how this function works anymore. So this should actually be 1 minus this right here. We'll do a little bit darker, maybe even a little bit darker. Well, maybe we should. Let's find our minimum, right? So let's say it's 0.5, 0.4, 0.3. Let's say it's 0.4. And so let's find out how many steps can we take to get to 0.4? This will be step. Where factor, can we get to point? What size step can we take to get to a minimum factor of 0.4? Yeah, this is going too far. This did, well, honestly, that doesn't look bad. Okay. So we should still have some overflow here, which isn't being counted. Where did that go? I guess the we have to shrink these down to leave room for whatever the overflow is. So let's try this and we'll make it neater later. Remaining percentage. Sorry, remaining equals target and then overflow is current total minus target, and then we'll clamp the over. Well, we'll do a maximum. Okay. And so then here is the buffer, which is the remaining plus overflow, and then divide that by the meal slot lengths plus 1, and then we make sure that the value is this minus buffer. No, not quite. buffer 0. Well, let's step through here. So remaining is negative, and remaining we cap at max 2. Did that help? A smidge. Okay. So remaining is 0. We have an overflow of quite high. So our buffer should theoretically no longer need to work in percentages. Let's ignore overflow for a minute. There is no remaining, but let's set the target to something a little bit crazy. Let's say it's 10,000, so that there's like a huge target that we could do. Okay, so for this we should be 10% of the way, and we are not. Let's do this. Double target. Well, it's not that it's 0, I guess. Anyway, let's move this all over here so we can redo all the math. I don't really want any of this up here anymore. Target, we're setting to 10,000 for testing. What are we missing? Current string and overflow percentage. Overflow is greater than that, and I guess it should be current total times 100. No. Over target. Let's just do this. How about it? String. Label. If target does not equal null, okay, and then current total. Okay. So is this the problem? Um, nope, that's certainly not it. Should we go back to using percentages? That was almost easier. I feel like I'm close. Just the buffer part is wrong. Um, let's look at carbs because that's a nice 10th. Actually, I don't know why the remaining doesn't just handle it. It does. Okay, I'm just an idiot. Here we go. We never needed that. We can calculate all this down here. Now the trouble is the overflow. So maybe the buffer is simply the overflow? Oh, so these work backwards. Theoretically, the buffer should be 0. Okay, and then if I remove this, oh, well, that might help. So once again, I gotta ask, does this need to be here? Looks like it. Not quite. Wouldn't 150 be over there? We're 160% over. So it should look like double plus a little bit. I'm not sure that's what's happening. Come on. What if this was the overflow plus target? That's not what I was expecting. No, I think we were on the right track before. It's not this, right? That looks a little bit better. Well, how much do we have? Let's say we reached 100% of our goal. And then we'll say we'll divide it in half, I guess. Should be 26. Yeah, now you're 200% of your goal. Okay, I guess it's working. I think. Alright, I think actually that works pretty okay. And I want, what is this? What is this? Why does it want me to type that? It's not a thing. Let's add a column. And let it know that this is still the most important thing. No need to fret. And we will want all the meal slots to appear down here in a row. So let's take our meal slots and let's map them. They're gonna return their own row of kind of an icon, other way around, I'm thinking. Let's do icons square. Okay, another flex E. Looks kind of bad. That's fine. We actually want indexed. Can I do that? No. What does this have to be? Please tell me. Nope, that's wrong. Well, I guess I do, in fact, create that anyway. I already set up a nice little function that handles that. Maybe we should actually use it up top instead of this ugly thing. There. Then we'll do something like this. Meal slots.length. And factor. Meal slot color, colors darken, and it will actually start as app color scheme. In this case, white. And this needs nothing. And then finally, we'll do something quite similar down here, but for overflow color. Sorry, overflow. And I guess we'll just call it over. And we might be able to get away with a fitted box. Fit, box fit, and then scale down. Specifically, fit width is actually, I think, the better thing. No, not today, because it doesn't have a size. It does have a size, but maybe, should I put it here? Fit width. Ooh. Scale down. Definitely scale down. Oh my. Fitted box. Scale down. U2. All right. And now that kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at. Looks kind of cool. Worth noting that clearly our macro indexes don't quite have a thing. I guess these kind of need to be ordered, but they aren't. Sorted map iterates the tree. Display tree map. Splay tree map. I've never heard of this, but we're going to use it. Splay tree map. And then we'll compare. It seems like this can handle itself. Let's double check that this is working, and we'll even reverse it. Yeah, okay. And so then in our macro display, we actually want these to be a, what was that called? A splay tree something, right? It's a cool name. I've never heard it before. Splay tree map. There it is. Splay tree map. Cool. Right, okay. Now they'll have to at least follow the ID order. Which is pretty cool. We got ourselves something kind of fancy now going on. Unfortunately, this stuff is still kind of insane. Maybe we should go ahead and make a more normal set of stuff. How about we don't have any snacks, and we only eat one food, one meal, and then one meal, one meal and one food? What would this add up to? 800, not enough. Although we could check our remaining. We got 40% remaining of our goal. Okay, let's prepare some more things. We'll eat more for dinner. We'll have every meal for dinner. We'll add one more meal for lunch. Okay, let's kill this. We might have better luck. That's actually our goal. What was 100? It just so happened to work out. So that's pretty funny. It'd be pretty cool if we could see our goals. Um, maybe we could let's try this. Oh, music's gone. Yep, still listening. Goal. And instead of that, we do user controller, user goals, daily nutrition. Let's grab this. We'll do daily goals. If daily goals doesn't equal null. Hmm. Not loving this look. No, not loving it. Maybe we actually bring this down below. Shrink it down. Not sure how this should look. This doesn't really work. Kind of feel like I gotta remove this thing down here. Because looking at it, this remaining part kind of doesn't make sense. Which is unfortunate because it looked good-ish. Maybe not, but I tried. Okay. Still no cats. Usually my cat Piper would be down here by now. She must be sleepy. Too sleepy. I guess we'll leave it for now. I don't know if it would be... kind of have a neat idea I just thought of. Ooh. It would be kind of cool if you could click on these wheels and it will hide the rest of them and just kind of tell you what they are. I gotta see if the hero widget works on the same route. Flutter. I don't think so. Yeah, it seems like you need use two heroes in different routes. Man, if I... Alright, we're gonna have to get fancy here. Let's call this macro pie chart. And it effectively just needs this stuff. Macro pie chart. And it will need the everything except for that key. We don't care. Wait, what happened to nutrient? Whoops. So let's give it the nutrient and the meal slot entries. Which we will get from meal slot entries, macro value. Cool. Nice. Add all these. Nope. Meal slot entries. Meal slot entries. Guess we are actually computing that in here. Should have been called a meal slot map anyway, it looks like. Here. Okay, and what else? App color scheme. Okay, this should reload okay now. Yep, looks okay. Well, let's even do a hot reload just to double check everything works the way it should. Yep, looks good. Sounds a little loud, let me skip it. And this song's terribly quiet. There we go. I just wanted to check the volume. Perfect. Anyway, what I wanted to do is do a whole on tap thing. On tap. Well, actually, fade and scale. Fade and scale. That looks cool. We can do that in here though, fade and scale. I guess I need an animation builder. Alright, let's try this. Return animation builder. Animation listener? Listener builder? Listenable builder? I can't remember. Animated builder. That was it. I'm clearly getting a little bit too tired. But that's okay. So let's return this. We don't have an animation yet. Extends with single ticker. Excuse me. Let's make this really long. And we'll even do dispose, animation controller dispose. Okay. Okay, and we'll want the animation. And we'll do a gesture detector on tap. Print tapped. Oop, no, I liked what that was. Tapped on macro. Cool. All right. So let's do this. If double focused macro ID, if focused macro ID doesn't equal null, then we'll return. Otherwise, focused macro ID, which this should have been an int. Oh, getting sleepy. And we'll do animation controller forward. And what we'll want it to do is we'll want an opacity thing. And 1 minus animation dot value. Okay. But so animation value, if focused macro is that, then animation value is always just gonna be 1. Oh, so it's gonna be 0. Okay. Wasn't quite what I wanted. So the other ones leave. How do you do like an animation chain? Flutter animation chain. Sorry, 1 second, gonna sneeze. Didn't end up sneezing. Just yawned. Which is a bit strange. Um... Another thing is this should actually come out to here. And then child is child. Yeah. That way it's not rendering that over and over and over. Okay. Does that look better to me? Yeah, a little bit. All right. Got that going. And now I kind of just want it to disappear once it gets to 0, but I want it to shrink. I guess we could... instead lerp it from double opacity value equals lerp double from 0 to 0.5 is that what I... animation value plus 0.05? What does this do? Did not work the way I wanted it to. Oh, times 2, right? And opacity value equals 1 minus opacity value, I think. Let's print the animation value so we can keep track, plus the opacity value. If focused macro ID equals, let's just do the third one. We'll just know not to click it so that we could watch it go. Equals 3. There we go. This doesn't seem to be going the way I want. What am I missing besides just, you know, all of it? Might be getting too tired. We didn't even get to the second thing I wanted to do. After this animation, I came up with the idea for the animation, and I just thought it was going to be so cool. And it will be when it's finished. Yeah, I don't know how to make an animation chain. Not chain, staggered animations. Oh. I see. Oh, that's so much nicer than what I was doing. Um, opacity animation and size animation. Between double begin animate is it this animation controller to half of it I want to do if I just leave this blank it'll be linear, which is fine by me right now, and then size animation. Well, I guess I actually wanted to go in thirds. So this is actually the fade animation. This is the scale animation, and this is the reveal animation, question mark? We can name it later, a little bit more clear. Opacity value, fade animation, and opacity will just always be 1. Else we'll do this. Okay, and theoretically, nice, okay. Then if opacity value is that, we will want it to be a sized box with at least the width. We don't really need the height. times scale animation value. 1 minus that. So if it's at 0, it should PEMDAS. Scale value. Let's print out scale value. Should be 0. So this should be 0, but the problem is this flex E, isn't it? So if I do this and say I want the child to be expanded, we run into problems. Okay. Sorry, that song has been grating on me a little bit. Just the whistling. Because of this. Fucking got me. How about this? How about constrained box constraints this? Clearly the radius was never accurate. I'm a little bit confused. Shouldn't this be quite a bit of the width here? Oh, I never attached this to anything. Could that be it? No. What about this? So this is just kind of useless, huh? this wasn't doing anything for quite a minute. Or was it? Oh no, it's the constraint box fucking with everything. And then this was before flex E. But now it shouldn't be. We're so close. I just need to figure out this one thing. Trying to think. Oh man. Not having a lot of success right now. I know what I want it to do. I want it to fade out and pretty much leave it with one thing for the moment. But the flex E. But normally that's great. It's if I do this, will it all explode? Why is it yelling at me? Oh. Yeah. Man. We're so close. If I just say sized box and then I give it a width and I say like 100, will you still yell at me? Yeah. Well, not really. Size box with void get diameter. Double diameter equals 50. widgets, binding, instance. Maybe this will work better. Diameter. But 4 is too big. It's kind of strange. Why would 4 be too big? Is there spacing here? There is. Let me get rid of that. Does that fix it? Nearly. There's also some padding. So let's try that. Let's do diameter minus flex spacing times 4. And then diameter minus 8, because that's the padding. So I guess it's really 16. What? Why is this working all of a sudden? Something isn't... Okay, there we go. Where the other ones go? Shouldn't there be like none? Print width. Yeah. Why are you unable to take up the rest of the plays? Is it? Yeah, that's why. Also, like, hates that. This is not going good. Can I... I think I should just pretty much go back to the flex E part. I think we have largely wasted our time. Alright, now all those are fading. So first off, let's try working with the diameter again. And we can even do that. And for right now, just to keep us playing, we'll do diameter. Context, get fine render objects. Sure. Flex spacing, 16. I'm truly confused by the flex spacing not making like any difference. Okay, there we go. What happens if I minus 16? Does that go way too far? Yep. Okay. And main axis alignment, space evenly. Okay. What? What is the null value? Oh. Yeah, we can just ignore that for now. Let's try something really stupid here. I have like one idea. Please stop. If fucking stop. If fade animation is completed, return the final part. Else return false. Okay. Animation builder. Scale animation. And this is really the builder. Okay, then if scale animation is animating sized box with diameter times 3. Why did that work? It's almost time for bed. Nobody even really showed up today. At least tonight. Hmm. This needs to go slower. Let's make it take 3 seconds, just so it's like slightly possible. Nope, that didn't work. Why won't this like expand out? Let's make it a container, that way we can see the color. I'll say it has a height of 20. Yeah, I don't know why, is it that? Is it that the fade animation isn't actually completed yet? It's my only guess. Yep. It's 'cause that part's not completed. So if animation controller dot value is greater than 0.33 or equal to, I suppose, so I need this to lerp from diameter times 3 to diameter with scale animation value. Okay, let's try that. And if the animation controller value is greater than 0.33 and the animation controller value, yeah, let's just keep it for that. That'll handle it for now. Okay. And animation controller value is less than or equal to 0.66. And if animation controller is greater than that, we'll do with diameter colors blue with a height of 20. We could change this to a size box and get rid of all this stuff. Okay. Oh, my neck. Let's try messing around with this. Child, column, children. Oh, and this should get opacity, reveal animation. Meal slot, return a row, and we want, I got rid of that a long time ago. We'll want an adaptive icon square, adaptive text, yeah. Do that. We want this to be in the center. And we'll grab wherever we decide on color. Nutrition controller, macro ID, focused macro ID. What? Oh, nutrient ID map. Nutrient. There we go. We do this. Indexed. Map indexed. Don't need this. Don't know why it keeps telling me to do that. Field slots. Then we actually have to get the color. Field slot color. Wow. Okay. Um, okay, and then we'll add 2 more rows. One for overflow color. Overflow. Um, should put that after app color scheme disabled remaining. And we'll fit all of our text so that it's scaled down. I wanted the width to stay the same. Fit height. No. What if I expand all? Whoa, okay. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine for now. It's sliding a little bit incorrectly. That's okay. If animation controller is value is 1, icons back, iOS back, arrow back, iOS new. There it is. On tap. What? Okay. Um, maybe this actually goes outside. And this is just expanded. Man, this is a complicated widget. Oh, I don't like this. Okay. So it looks like this shouldn't be on here exactly. Um, maybe we should do it that way. Just trying to get this to stick around, but it seems to want to jump for whatever reason. Man, this sucks. Um, hmm. Let me at least throw this up in a proper method. Void get diameter. Set state, and then over here we'll do the widgets binding. Thank you. Maybe if animation controller, we do it that way. What is this? Oh, it's my son, Mister. My little kitty. What's up, buddy? You trying to tell me to get my ass in bed? I don't disagree. I have wildly overcomplicated this, and it don't work very well. Does it look better when it runs fast, at least? If it takes 1 second? Let's look at that. Such a cute cat. Kinda. I feel like there must be a better way to do this. I've almost half a mind to just fade transition the whole thing into like, you click on that and the whole thing fades away and pops in with the one again. But it would have been really cool if it did slide into place. This is getting too complicated. I don't know. Weirdly, this one seems to not fade. Oh, the calories one doesn't fade. Um, yeah, this is a mess. uh, yeah, let's just get rid of this. I feel like there's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way to do this. To me, this seems wrong. No more listeners. We're done with all that stuff. It's a shame to have to kill all of your work, but Let's do this. And then we can get rid of, I think, all of this. I don't even think we're using this anymore. I don't think we're using this anymore. Yeah. Okay. I have to call this episode failing to animate pie charts. Was there anything else I needed to do to get us back to where we wanted to be? Seems like I'm good to go. I can go to bed. Long week, pretty tired. Gotta go to the gym again tomorrow. Yeah, we'll call it here. Let's push this. Part 16, failing to animate pie charts. Alright, good night everyone. See you later.